Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. So I'm doing an afternoon stream. Why? Because I'm working nights now. For the foreseeable future, I will be working nights. So let's put the easel up here, and we'll put this over here like that. Okay, we'll do that. All right. So I don't have any. I pretty much canceled all my conversations and everything like that because I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm still getting used to it. This is like a transition week. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing as far as uh my channel. I think I'll go back to doing 10-minute videos featuring each comic. I'll put out a Twitter poll and ask people what they want to see. If I have them, I'll do them. But anyway, I also don't want my channel to go fallow, so I'm going to do this. I was going to do a stream last night at midnight, but I got the most votes. Just go to sleep. So my work schedule is now 3:30 to 10. So its clobbering time will be probably 11:30 midnight tomorrow. So there's that. And I apologize for any differences, but when you're in construction, you just go to the job that's being assigned. I'm now working in a public school, putting in all these gigantic air conditioning units. I'm crawling around like John McClane through ductwork. Oh my God, it's loud, it's painful, it's kind of scary. I'm almost 60 years old. And I'm crawling through ducts for work, but I'm working at night, so it's extra money. So I can't complain about that. But you can't be there when the teachers and kids are in school. It's just teachers now, and then what? A week or two, it'll be kids. So we can't do all of this construction while the school is occupied. So we do it at night, and that's that. The duct work is mostly done. Now we're putting in like all the controls and like sensors and things like that, like smoke detectors and emergency overrides and things like that. So it's fun, interesting work. Who knows how long it's going to last? So while I'm here, I'm on this schedule. My work schedule is 3:30 to 10. Uh, Last night I got home really quick. There was just no traffic on the road. The night before, I was stuck on the Cross Island Expressway for 40 minutes, dead stop, no move, really bad accident. And it's you get like I don't know, you get the bad perspective when you're sitting there for 40 minutes. You're like, MF for blah, 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 blah. And then you see the cars when you finally pass them, and you're like, oh man, people died, and I'm mad because I'm inconvenienced. You know what I mean? But there you go. So whatever until I get my schedule. And I'm kind of like weird because I, I wake up, you're like, you don't want to do anything because you're like, it's work. You know, I'm just, I got to leave for work at 2 o'clock. So do I wake up early and do stuff? Do I sleep to the last minute and stay up late? I'm still trying to figure out what would be the most productive for me. But I've literally got like nothing done this week. Nothing. So today is Thursday. I got absolutely zilch done, you know. So there you go. So now I filibustered enough. My comic is Heroic Tales 2 is chugging along, chugging along. Uh, Daniel is still coloring the last pages. What else was I going to say? Eddie is doomed. Is all of a sudden Tonic Mole is all caught up, and he's just turning out pages. So there you go. So Eddie is doomed might be happening next. So I kind of figured Eddie is doomed would happen when it happens. I put no schedule on it, but Eddie is doomed. Look, it's chugging along faster than expected. So one thing slow, well, a secret project is slow, another project is fast. It all comes out in the wash. So let's address the chat, and then what this is I'm just going to go through comics that I've read. So I come home from work, and I drink coffee while I'm driving because it's an hour and 15 minutes commute at best, and you can understand because my accident last year, I get a little nervous, so I stop at Dunkin' Donuts. I get a big cup of coffee before I drive home because I'm still a nervous driver. Make fun of me if you want, but whatever. So I come home and I'm a little wired, so I read some comics and then go to bed. Right, so yes, I'm the new John McClane. How you going, Geethy Catholic? How's it going? I'm sorry that these names are like the other side. I don't know how to fix it. If anybody knows how to fix it, if there's anything I could do, let me know because it absolutely drives me nuts. Okay, so here we go. Hey Garfield, how you going? How's it going? Hey Zaid, how's it going? How's everything, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Ben, voice actor, good to see you. Hey, Emily, like your art. Good to see you around, Emily. You're always a pleasant person, makes me happy. All right, so these are the comics that I've been reading since the last time I did comics. So comics is just the rename of all my back issue bonanza, monthly visitors, and what you're reading. I'm just combining them all into comics, and so I changed the playlist if anybody wants to go back and look. So I'm going to try to keep this short as possible, less than 10 minutes. So here we go. This is Fantastic Four, number 10. This is Dan Slott. I don't like this cover. I don't like this art. I mean, it's good, like indie art comp, but not for the Fantastic Four. It's not good for the Fantastic Four. Although the interior art was good, this was fine. This is this is the last issue that I read, issue 11. Look at this horrible cover. Look at this. It's just awful. The story is no joke. The microverse is being Gargantua, a female, fat, overweight SJW, blue haired, not even joking, is trying to take over the macroverse. And, as she's doing it, everything's turning into rainbows and like, oh, we'll save this for Pride Month. No joke. And then Franklin Richards shows her how ethnically diverse Yancey Street is. And she's like, this place is gross. So she was an SJW, fat woman who was defeated by the fact that Yancey Street was ethnically diverse. It was just terrible. This, I like this series. I think the rest of the stack is all the series. I bought 2 copies of this because this said second printing, so I bought another one, and it's still second printing. So I don't know if there's a first printing anywhere. So whatever, I'm not gonna do it again. But this was I don't know why I bought this. Shades of Blue is the name of the comic, but it's real amateur, it's real indie, and I enjoyed it. Look at this horrible cover. Look at that gigantic head. But there was a certain charm to it that I enjoyed. You know what's funny? It reminded me of Tonic Bull's Saving the World, in that it's like slacker superheroes. She's in school, and that's her best friend. That's the hot boy. He also gets powers. That's the boy that has a crush on her. This is the substitute. No, this is the popular new girl that nobody likes. It's a soap opera slacker superhero comic. I kind of liked it. This is the substitute teacher, and all of a sudden she gets superpowers. And she goes from like an ineffectual, everybody walks all over to this super sexy, and everybody's kind of scared of her. And she takes the superhero named Silence. What I liked is Blue over here. She goes to her physics teacher, reveals that she has superpowers, and then the physics teacher and her come up with a solution. I thought that was pretty clever. Like she knew she wasn't smart enough to defeat her powers. The art is getting better. It's indie. It's indie comics. It's fine. This was kind of cute. The boy who has a crush on her makes a comic book, and it's like he's the sidekick. At first, she thinks it's sweet, but then it's just her like doting on him and everything. She gets a little annoyed. This is Winter. This is the skating girl that is just like not that popular. I mean, yeah, she's not that popular because she doesn't like it. It's actually pretty sad. Her father died. And her father was like, yeah, go ahead, skate, whatever, if you want. And now that she like develops this, like, I guess she was like, my father didn't love me. Now that when her father died, she conjured up this like phantasm in her head of her father being really strict and pushing her. And at first you don't realize that it's just her imagination. And you're like, this guy's a jerk. And then you realize she's doing it to herself. Well, it's kind of interesting. So here is, I liked it. And as you can see, the art's getting a little bit better. These are not all going to fit on the lip, so we'll put this here. All right. Here's more. This is number 8. So she takes the name Winter. Oh, my comics are falling down on me. I don't want that. I thought it went up to 10. I guess they're mixed up. So this is X-Men 103. I did this for Sunday Comics. Look at this great cover. Dave Cockrum cover. Just awesome. Oh, here's number 9. Okay. She figures out how to defeat Winter, of course. And then this is number 10. Her sidekick that she's been blowing off. something happens to the family. Now, this plot is really picking up in this one. Somebody is giving people powers. The people who get the powers don't know why. They just have powers. And now they're like, when people are finding out information, they're just being disappeared. So it's turning into like a conspiracy. It really grabbed me. But this is the last hard copy. Now it's a web comic. And unfortunately, I'm not going to read web comics. So I'll never know what's going on. If anybody knows if number 11 of this is ever coming out, I'd be really interested. Okay, let me check out the comments. We got Zaid over here. Good. Just gearing up for our Western launch. Oh, cool. My conversations with people are kind of on hold because I don't know if you want to come and do it early in the day, like up until like 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, because I got to leave at 2 Eastern Standard Time. You're welcome to come and talk. But until I go back to a normal schedule, I don't, unless you want to go early in the morning, because I find myself or midnight Eastern Standard Time. But anybody's welcome. Everybody's saying hello to each other. I love that. And we got Omnipro. Hello. Scott Pilgrim has a simple art style too, almost newspaper comic strip like. Yeah, I got like the first 3 Scott Pilgrim books. I haven't read them yet. Why? Because they're upstairs on a bookshelf, and I keep forgetting about them. I got to get them. Is this Billy Tucci? Hey, how you doing, Billy? How's it going, Billy? John, what's the craziest, scariest thing you've seen 10 to 20 stories below? I think a show on that or the books in the whole Mole Man type of show. Cool, Billy. Billy's my neighbor. He only lives like 10 minutes away from me. The scariest thing I've seen is the scariest thing of all that exists. Other humans. I've seen like homeless encampments that are just down in there, like mole people, literal mole people. That's where they live, and it makes sense. If you spend time in the tunnels below Manhattan, you start to realize where all the access points are. And once you start to notice the access point, you realize how easy it is to get down into the tunnels. It's like hide in plain sight. And a lot of the homeless people, they live down there. Once you get like a story below Manhattan, it's the same temperature. It's not too cold. It's not too hot. You're protected from the environment. It really is a perfect, like Morlocks from the X-Men really do exist, and they're fiercely protective. There's no laws. You can imagine what's going on down there. Whatever you imagine is literally going on down there. Now, every once in a while, we have to go and do. They usually leave the electricians alone because they learn how to tap into it for putting up lights and things like that. So they'll leave us alone, and then literally the foreman will bribe them. We'll bring food, we'll give them money, and they'll leave. Otherwise, they'll piss and shit all over your equipment because you got to leave gang boxes down there, and they'll just piss all over the locks and stuff like that. So you got to work with them. They're a homeless mafia that live below Manhattan. They have no laws. I firmly believe that there's people who are born, live, and die down there, and there's no records of their existence. Seems like the basis for a great vampire story. Yeah. Absolutely. Hey, Billy, how you doing? Billy, if you want to do a daytime conversation with me, I know you're on the same schedule as me. Hit me up. We'll do it because again, I'm starting work at 3:30. And Billy, did your son make that phone call? Did your son make the phone call? So this comic is called Gehenna Naked Aggression. I bought this comic. At first, I thought it was like a free gift from Discount Service. They'll throw in like comics every once in a while. But I bought this one because I have a character named Gehenna, and I was like, oh man, I didn't debut, and it is a female because Gehenna ends with an A, and that's a female. But I was like, oh man, is it too much like my character? No, they're completely different. They're completely so different enough that I have no problems continuing with my character Gehenna, who will be a villain in an upcoming superhero comic. But she is an assassin. This art is really good for this type of story. She was happily married and her husband was killed by an assassin. So now she's taken up the assassin and she's kidnapping this kid who is the kid of the guy who ordered the hit on her. And she's going to use him as some sort of like, I guess, bargaining chip. It's actually pretty good. Now, there are variant covers of like full nudity and everything like that. So buyer beware. This is Battle Gods. I got this because I was interested in doing a character based on Mayan mythology, and Oscar Crano, my colorist, who's really into Mayan mythology. He lives in Mexico. He was like, "You got to read up on it." So I was like, "Are there any comics on Mayan mythology?" Because I have a difficulty pronouncing the names of the gods and places and locations. So he recommended this, and it was absolutely great. I really, really liked it. I think this was like 2000. Yeah, 2000. So 25 years ago. This artist, Francesco Rauz, he did the Fight Club version of the Thunderbolts. Really good art, really good coloring. Oscar was on the team of the colors. So I really dug this. Highly recommend it. This is number 7. I got some cool ideas from this, but Oscar is completely protective of what he sees as his pet mythology. So this is the Gods Awake. This is the second to last issue. The coloring, the art, the story, the characters, everything was really good. How did I not hear about this? This is right up my. Oh, I know how, because during 2000, I was just home, finished college. I went to college late. Took classes to become a teacher, and I was just super broke. So I missed out on a lot of comics. This is the last issue, 9 issues, really good. Battle Gods. This is Conan number 12. This inside, I got to say, this is probably the cracks are starting to show. This is Gil Kane doing the cover, but inside it's Barry Windsor Smith, and then the art looks a little rushed, in my opinion. And then there's a backup that's just a filler, if you ask me. So I'm starting to think like Barry Windsor Smith maybe couldn't meet his deadlines, but I still love Conan. Still a good comic. Atomic Robo, free comic book day. I've been looking for this for years, and I got to say, worth it. Dr. Dinosaur is one of the greatest supervillains of all time. Atomic Robo. It's a shame that this comic didn't do better. Really, really love this comic. Atomic Robo is a robot created by Tesla who becomes an explorer. So think of like Hellboy, kind of character. He's exploring science fiction, not too much magic. So he's like a sci-fi version of Hellboy. Pinocchio's, they just want to be a real boy. Just a really good comic. And again, Dr. Dinosaur, greatest supervillain of all time. Here is Gehenna number 2. This is a female assassin that's going after Gehenna. And I really like this art style. It's, all the women are thick, nobody's like a superhero, but it's more like realistic, gritty style. She's running around with these clogs, but whatever, it's an art choice. And Tor number 2. So I got all these issues of Tor. This is I forget who was like, you don't have Tor. It's only like 6 or 7 issues, so I bought the whole series and I'm reading them. Really like it. I'm sure Joe Kubert knew that humans, saber-tooth tigers, and dinosaurs didn't all exist at the same time, but whatever. It starts out with him, drawing like, this is what so like the whole comic is a thought experiment. So there you go. Oh, Billy, cool. I'll message you later. And we'll set up a talk. Okay. Homeless people and fentanyl zombies are increasing in American cities. Portland, Seattle, and San Francisco are absolutely. Keep voting Democrat, everybody. Keep voting for the same policies that destroy these. I don't want to get into politics, but that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to do this. I just wanted to keep my channel a little active, and remind you that Heroic Tales 2 is on Fund My Comic, still available. What other news do I have to say? Again, reminding you that my work schedule has changed. When you do construction, you go to a job. If you have a problem with the time, they say to you, are you refusing work? And it's nighttime, so it's a night differential pay, so it's more money, so I can't really complain. We get paid pretty good in the first place, more money. And sometimes you get bored. It's time for a change up. It's kind of interesting to work at a different time. And that's everything that's I have to report. So tomorrow, we'll say midnight just to be safe. We'll do It's Clobbering Time. Saturday, I'll be on I forget the name of the channel, but I'll talk, and then maybe Saturday I'll stream again. looking forward to the next clobbering time. The next clobbering time tomorrow, I'll make the stream. Oh, you just reminded me. I got to make the stream because my wife enjoys making the custom thumbnails on ChatGPT. So she just sent it to me last night. So I got to, but it's going to be the wizards, Merlin versus Dumbledore versus Gandalf. And I want to throw in Dresden and John Constantine, not the superhero wizards like Doctor Strange and Dr. Fate. Those are superheroes, I know Constantine is in comic books, but he's not a superhero wizard, if that makes sense. So I want to put all of these wizards in and basically talk about them, and then at the end we'll see, battle wise and everything. Will I go live tonight? If you want me to, and if I'm awake, if last night I planned on going to midnight, I put on a poll. People said go to sleep, and then I got home. I was like, people said go to sleep, and I was sleepy, so I didn't. But we'll see. But I have a 3-day weekend. So what I would like to do, maybe I'll put up a poll and ask, is a deep dive into more of my characters. I did it before. I got a positive response, but I got more and more characters. So Billy, I will message you up. We'll set up a talk if we anybody who wants to have a conversation during the day, hit me up and we'll do that. All right. Hey, Cinetop, cool. Can't wait for TB in the Magic Mushroom comic. I really enjoyed issue number 1. It's on Follow My Comic. Check it out. Check out Billy Tucci. He's got the omnibus. I got the omnibus right over here because I read the comics. Still got to check out the omnibus. It's literally right here. It's underneath because it's a nice hardcover. It's getting, I got to break it out. But thanks a lot, everybody. I'm going to get going and I'm going to start getting ready for work. Bye-bye.